Hi, everyone. I am Tracy Griffin, and I'm joined by my colleague, Mark Ryan. We are both part of Bayer's Pharma Division, working primarily on clinical studies in patients up to the point that the medicines are approved by the FDA. And our segment today is to share a little about Bayer's approach to sustainability and how we were able to put words into actions within our division. So I'll first give you a brief description of our path to ensuring sustainable behaviors as part of our normal culture here at Bayer. Then I'm going to hand it over to Mark to share a spotlight example of behaviors that had an impressive impact. So as with many businesses over the past years, at Bayer, we are formally putting sustainability at the core of our strategy and our values. Our leadership considers it a key enabler of our vision at Bayer, which is health for all, hunger for none. This is our vision across our divisions, which include crop science and consumer care in addition to pharma. Now, you're all aware of the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, and that provides a shared blueprint for people and the planet by 2030. So from these, Bayer identified 7 where we could have the most impact to combine the strengths across our businesses and with our partnerships and our external colleagues. It has also really provided us a focus and a framework that can engage all of our employees towards sustainable behavior. We've set some ambitious targets, and they really fall into 2 broad categories. One is decreasing our ecological footprint as a company, and we have many activities towards that. But we're here today to talk about the second category, which is to help more people thrive. We're taking a specific look at economically or medically underserved communities, and additionally at low and mid-income countries. We're identifying opportunities, and we're establishing measurable targets to make healthcare both available and affordable. So taking action as a business is, of course, a strong need, but the other result we have seen is with engaging all employees to think about the impact they can have at work and at home. It is an energized environment when employees can see their personal values align so nicely with the company culture. And it's really been as easy as having purposeful discussions on the broad sustainability topic. So as I mentioned in the beginning, Mark and I are both in the pharma division, and our intentions to have an impact existed before this formalization by the UN and within our company, specifically in our long-standing efforts to increase diversity in our clinical trials and to ready our organization to provide medicines to underserved communities upon approval. We work together with external physicians, with patient advocate groups, and now directly with patients to better understand the standard of care all over the globe and the needs of our patients. And we have pharma colleagues working together across companies to share insights and to brainstorm on how to increase access to treatment through clinical trials. We also work with tech companies to develop apps or wearables, and with service industries such as transportation services, all to decrease the burden on patients in our trials. But my favorite story of working beyond our key business of clinical trials and partnering with our partners and across businesses is Bayer's involvement in Kids for Life. So I'm going to hand it over to Mark Ryan to share some details about Kids for Life and the story of how this became a key initiative for us and an inspiration for us also at Bayer.
Thanks, Tracy. As she said, my name is Mark Ryan, and I'm the sponsor for Kids for Life at Bayer. I'll walk you through a high-level timeline of what Kids for Life is, how it got started, and where it is now, and what are some of our thoughts on the future. Kids for Life is a program that takes unused lab kits and clinical trial supplies and repurposes them for humanitarian aid. Before this program, these kits would basically just get thrown away. They would end up in landfills, harming the environment, and really not helping anybody. So Kids for Life at Bayer started back in October of 2019. This all came about by myself and some other Bayer colleagues. We're at an industry conference, the Society for Clinical Research Sites, otherwise known as SCRS. And at the conference, the Kids for Life idea had just won the Site Tank competition, which is basically their version of Shark Tank. It was right then at the conference that I felt that this was something that not only I wanted to get involved with, but that Bayer should be involved with. So let me fast forward all the way to August of 2020. months later, and after many internal meetings and presentations and some convincing, we were ready to start having our clinical trial sites stop throwing away these unused supplies and start donating them. So at Bayer, Kits for Life started as an idea or an initiative, as in many companies, that many of us wondered if people would support. We didn't know if we were going to get buy-in. We didn't know how it was going to all play out. But it was apparent from the very beginning, and the first time it was ever presented that people were super excited about it and wanted to make sure it happened. We had more buy-in than we could ever imagine. The response from our clinical trial sites for the people that were actually donating the kits after our trials were over was also amazing. So at Bayer, Kits for Life is now embedded as a normal clinical trial process at all of our US clinical trial sites. And we're currently working on expanding this to our global trial sites in countries around the world. Another critical part of the Kits for Life success story is working across industries outside of pharma. We have been working with MedSurplus Alliance and the Task Force for Global Health, and this has been an incredible experience. Everyone is willing to have open conversations as to what will work, maybe where we're going to find some challenges, but in the end, everybody sees this project and this topic one way, and it's just the right thing to do. And we always find a solution to any challenges that are facing us. Kits for Life is a great example of how a simple idea can turn into something truly amazing. I've been working in clinical trials for over 25 years, and to have an opportunity to be part of something beyond executing clinical trials has been absolutely remarkable. We often hear people say that we are living in a disposable society. For me, hearing this made me ask the question, can Kits for Life have an impact across the entire pharmaceutical industry beyond Bayer or other pharma companies? Right now, it's too early to really tell all of this because it's really just starting. But one thing I know for sure is that it will only happen if we continue to challenge the status quo and keep asking why it can't be more impactful. I would encourage people to check out Kits for Life online. You just have to Google Kits for Life and you're going to find more information and videos. But for me, this is just the beginning for Kits for Life and how we implement it throughout the industry. Thanks.